On tonight's episode, Rappy finally gets her SSR version, and our special guest talks about the newest event.
Majestically galloping upon her steed, she's the kingliest king the world's ever seen. Though her vocabulary is a bit confused, when it comes to entertainment, she just can't lose. Her Majesty is ready to go. Turn up the lights, let's start the show with special guests and the latest news. It's time for Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew. Crown and Crew.
Why, hello, my dearest citizens, and welcome to another episode of Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew.
Your Majesty, this is the first episode.
And the last, if ShiftUp's lawyers have anything to say about it. Now, newest citizen of the kingdom, peer into the future and tell me, what's in store for today's episode?
For the last time, I can't predict the future. I know Marion was high on mushrooms during our first adventure together, but I'm starting to think she wasn't the only one.
That's right, we are talking about January's events, and we'll be interviewing a very special guest who's just escaped NPC jail. But first, the Gacha forecast with Gacha forecaster and former main heroine Marion. How's the current Gacha polling going, Marion?
Gacha is suffering.
Indeed. And how about the 50-50s?
Lost them all.
Yes, some things never change. We'll check back in with you when you become relevant to the Nikke campaign plot again in 15 chapters.
I predict we'll get at least 3 more dramatic Red Hood death scenes in that time.
You see, Wells? I knew you could see the future, although it's less impressive when it's something as obvious as ShiftUp continuously milking Red Hood. Now then, on to today's news. January has been a very busy month, with Rappy finally receiving her long-awaited SSR form. While some may say the design is mid, none can dispute that she is indeed the savior of the Elysian Tribe Tower.
She's evil.
Evil? Why would you ever say that? Is it because of the convoluted, overspec mechanic that was clearly just a way to justify giving a non-pilgrim unit the 1% pull rate of pilgrim units?
Yes, and also because she's putting hardworking Grainies out of a job.
Indeed. After 2 years of reigning as the undisputed Burst 1 queen, Litter has finally been dethroned. Although, for being honest, I think most will prefer to use Rappy Red Hood as a Burst 3. Moving on to other news, my wonderful girlfriend Naga got a new costume. Again! The benefits of being meta. Or perhaps it's a benefit of being a member of the kingdom, as Marion and I also have Gacha costumes. Oh, Kilo, could you be next to receive a beautiful new Gacha costume?
I don't think...
Oh, who am I kidding? You're not nearly busty enough to justify a costume.
What did you say? There's nothing wrong with being flat, you cow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh.
OMG!
What I meant to say was, Her Majesty mustn't, be so superficial. It isn't, kingly.
Excellent point, my royal advisor. Especially given that with the addition of Trony and Wells to our kingdom, the well-endowed are now outnumbered by more, aerodynamic Nikkes. Lastly, ShiftUp sent out this hilarious survey. I hope you all chose the correct answer. That's right. It's the difference in appearance between the character and her original design. The face is just too different. And now we have an interview with a very special guest. It's Mana, who has been freshly released from NPC jail. Welcome to the show, Mana.
Where am I? How did I get here? Who are you people? Especially the one with the blue visor.
Oh, silly Mana. I know scientists like you are all about asking questions, but we really don't have time for that. If you want those answers, you'll have to watch the epic fan miniseries Echoes of Hope, linked in the description below and title card above. The 3-part, 40-minute long series is filled with twists and turns, featuring your favorite pilgrims and dastardly villains. But back to you. How does it feel to finally be free from NPC jail?
I work with Ether and Forsuin. Being trapped in NPC jail away from them felt a lot safer than being out of it.
Oh, really? Well, tell us. With both you and Romani now free, Kay is now probably the longest-serving resident of NPC jail. As the head of the Rehabilitation Center, can you give the audience a hint on how much longer her sentence in NPC jail will last?
How could I possibly know that?
Talos calculates Kay's remaining time in NPC jail equals at least the time it takes for 2 more Red Hood death scenes to appear in the campaign.
Oh, that's joyous news. That should only take a few more months. Now, Mana, everyone wants to know, what's it like working with Ether? And why have you failed to adopt her much superior torn stocking design for your legwear?
I kind of like the fully covered design. The mystery makes it more exciting and, never mind.
Working with ether is like working with a mentally unstable tiger. You know the second you stop feeding it, it's going to eat your face. And it might just do that out of boredom anyway.
Well, that's certainly an image. Now then, your burst skill allows you to miraculously defy death and raise your fallen comrades. I must ask, why did you choose to have such a useless skill? Everyone knows hitting things harder is the best way to win.
Yeah, it is.
I just really like PvP. And I thought it'd be useful there.
Are we calling experimenting on and killing your fellow Nikke's PvP now?
Moving on, what's it like working under Suin? Are she and her sister as horrible as everyone says?
Pilgrim, even my revive skill wouldn't be able to save me if I answered that honestly.
It's true. It's really, really true.
Quiet, Kilo. No one even remembers you're a missilist, Nikke. Just keep pretending to be a pilgrim and you won't have to go back to working for Suin.
Really? I'm totally a pilgrim, guys. Look at my mental instability and horrible gacha rates.
Hey, not all us pilgrims are crazy. There's, Pioneer has... Wait, no. And Inherit is... Nope, not them either. Well, Crown is... Hey, Wells, can we call you a pilgrim?
We're nearly out of time. Last 2 questions. This time about the most taboo subject in all of Nikke.
The costume gacha?
Collabs?
Doro?
The 160 wall?
No one ever staying dead? Not that I'm personally complaining about that part.
Oh, excellent guesses, my subjects. But alas, no. I am actually referring to the Rehabilitation Center. Mana, as the head of the Rehabilitation Center, you've overseen both Guilty and Quincy getting new costumes or SSR versions. When will Best Girl Sin be getting a new SSR version?
Sin is best girl?
Indeed, she really is. I'm so glad you agree. Last question. Who will be the next resident of your Rehabilitation Center? Many a thirsty player desires Indivilia to be the newest villain to take up residence in those walls, while others are hoping for Behemoth and Leviathan. And there's even a few psychopaths who hope Red Shoes somehow jumps through time and finds her way there.
You think ShiftUp is ever going to use the rehabilitation system again? After the last disaster? Seriously?
Oh, right. I guess it's as dead as... Well, I was going to try and compare it to something in Nikke, but as we have established, nothing ever stays dead in this game. Thank you again, Mana, for making room in your busy schedule of being morally gray to come and talk to us.
You literally kidnapped me and dragged me here.
Oh, haha. You're far from the first I've done that to, right, Trony?
Mana, please, when you get back, send someone to rescue me. The Wi-Fi here is terrible, and so is Marion's cooking.
Before we wrap up, let us once again return to our Gacha forecaster, Marion, for a look at what's next. Marion?
Never forget, she's the main heroine. It's the Gacha forecast with Marianne.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, second most wonderful. Snow White tells me Thanksgiving is the best time of year because it gives you the opportunity to eat yourself into a diabetic coma. Anyway, coming up next in Nikke is the Valentine's Day maid event. And if the leaks are correct, we'll be getting new versions of Masked and Anchor, this time in maid outfits. Plus, it looks like the Best Girl Sin will also be getting a maid outfit. Looks like Export's never-ending campaign of glazing Sin finally paid off.
Oh, how exciting! And that does it for this premiere episode of Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew. Join us next time as we cover February's news and interview another special guest. Oh, Chime, I'm so excited. Tell me, who is the next special guest?
Depends on who we can kidnap in time for... depends on which of the new banner characters are available for an interview.
Oh well, I suppose it will be a surprise for February's episode. Now, to all my wonderful viewers, know that you are all my citizens, and as your king, I will endeavor to make all your wishes come true. Now make mine come true by subscribing and hitting that like button, or become an even more official member of the kingdom by joining the channel for all kinds of benefits. See the link below for details, and I'll see you next time on Roundtable Talk with Crown and Crew. Goodbye, bye-bye, so long, farewell.
Though her vocabulary is a bit confused when it comes to entertainment, she just can't lose. Her Majesty is ready to go. Turn up the lights, let's start the show.